What's up, beautiful people? Welcome to tonight's live. It is Sunday, which means we are live right here on YouTube, and I am going to give you the lowdown on the rundown. So, tonight, y'all, I thought we would do something a little bit different. Instead of me just talking to you about a particular topic, I thought that we would do something interactive tonight. And tonight, we're going to be building a quiz live in ScoreApp. Now, this was a quiz that I had to build anyway. So I was like, let me go ahead and bring the people in. So instead of doing the quiz on my own, jamming to my music, I'm going to walk you through how to create this type of quiz in ScoreApp. So if you are ready to learn, go ahead and get out your notebooks. I think I'm going to go back at the end of this and create a scribe so that I can share the downloadable instructions with you. The quiz that we're creating tonight is going to actually live and serve as my lead magnet for Q3, which we are less than a month away from Q3. So if you haven't thought about what you're going to do for quarter 3, this ScoreApp quiz might be the business. Okay. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. So, a couple of things about a quiz. Number one, where does a quiz live in your funnel, your ecosystem, in how people find you and how they interact with your business and your brand? So, of course, I use this framework, the stages of the customer journey, and it makes the acronym ACCESS. Of course, we want to make sure that people are aware of our business. And so awareness is that first stage. People are finding you. So that awareness stage is when they are first finding you and um, they're like, oh, I see her. I need her. Or I might need her. But I see that she offers something. Consideration is when your customers and clients start to figure out if you and them are a good fit together? Is there alignment between what she has to say and what she has to offer and what I need? The third step is commitment. So once they are aware and they're starting to consider you, now they're ready to make a commitment. E is for the experience that you create when you are delivering your product or service, and sustain is how you, number one, sustain a relationship, but you also help your client or customers to sustain, the transformation that you have provided. Of course, in the word access, there's another S. So that is the systems and support that you can use to help you at each stage of this journey. So tonight, building a quiz is in that consideration phase. So again, it's that time when a potential customer or client is trying to decide if you and them are a good fit for one another. And so if they feel like you are a good fit, they are considering whether they are ready to work with you or not. And one of those big things that they do that takes us from awareness to consideration is providing you with their email to get on your email list. So your email list serves as a place where you can continue to nurture your ideal clients or customers. And so by having that email list and by them trading their email for some type of free resource or information, they're saying, hey, I'm considering by going further and deeper into your ecosystem. So these are the stages of our customer journey. And so, like I said, tonight we are going to be building out a quiz. Now, a couple of mistakes that I see people make when they're building out quizzes. Number one, y'all, your quizzes, we've been wondering why completion rates are low. Completion rates are low, especially when people are taking your quiz and you done made them feel real bad about themselves. Like when you are building out your quiz should, there should be no right or wrong answers in your questions. If your questions contain right or wrong answers, then number one, your data is going to be faulty. So you really can't use the analytics that you gather from the quiz. The second thing is people aren't going to finish because at this point they're feeling like they're down and out because they've taken your quiz and they're like, it's depressing. So you want to make sure that number one, your questions have no right or wrong answer. The second thing that I see that people tend to do when they start to create quizzes is that they start with the questions and then go to the results. When you're building out your quiz, you want to make sure that your results are what you plan first because your questions should map to those results and give your people or your ideal client or customer who's taking this quiz, we want that quiz to make sure that they are that is clarifying for them the problem that they may have. So one of the things that I did was I created a quiz. It's called the realignment quiz in fill out. Now, why did I choose fill out? Because it fits my budget right now, and I'm going to show it to you live on the screen. But then, as I was going through my own framework, and I was thinking about the different things that, let me move me over here. As I was thinking about this quiz, and I was thinking about how people interact with this quiz, it's still a high quality quiz. And when I talk about making sure that there are no right or wrong answers, here's a question. If you could design your life from scratch with zero limitations, the first thing you would change is there all of these could be answers. There's no right or wrong answer. And whatever someone decides to choose is going to lead them to the result that I have outlined at the end of the quiz. And you do all that branching through the logic. So here's the thing about this quiz, though. As I was looking at this quiz and as I was thinking about the quiz, it's a great quiz, but I wanted a different experience for my ideal customers and clients at the lead magnet phase. So let's talk through how this funnel is going to kind of work. So somebody comes across my brand, then they are going to land upon the realignment quiz, or the new one we're revamping and building tonight is called the realignment score quiz, because it's going to give them a score based on different areas of your life. And we're going to talk about what those are in a minute. So once they have the score and they've scored themselves on the rating scale based on those areas of their life, and the questions are super quick. You can finish the quiz in like 3 minutes once we build it out. Once it is completed, it's going to give them a score. And I'm going to have it set up eventually so that it funnels into my inner circle. My inner circle is my high ticket group coaching that I am selling for Q3. And once you come into the inner circle, you are lifetime rated into it. But as you come into the inner circle quarterly, we're going to be retaking that realignment quiz so that when we look at realignment from the standpoint of our personal operating system and our CEO operating system, we can see and we can track the growth and the transformation that is being created with through that quiz, which is the reason why I am switching to ScoreApp in the first place. All right, so let's talk ScoreApp before we even dive into, before we even, start building, let's just talk a little bit about ScoreApp and all that it has to offer. Now, I've already set up the quiz in ScoreApp. But I think let's go into the app together. I am on the free plan currently, planning to upgrade later. But this is the back end, or my back end of ScoreApp. You can see I have one scorecard ready to rock and roll. And this is the one that I just created for the quiz that we're going to be making today. Now, once you log into ScoreApp, they have a whole lot of different templates for you to choose from. Of course, these are the ones that are recommended for me. Again, templates on templates on templates based on the type of app that you want to create or the type of quiz you want to create. And I've used their AI builder before. Their AI builder is really helpful as well. You can just describe what kind of scorecard you are building for your business, and it will build it out right inside of ScoreApp. It'll give you all kinds of options. Maybe I'll come back after this video and do just a video on my YouTube channel about using their AI scorecard builder. Also, very, very helpful. But today, we're actually going to be building out a scorecard from scratch. So when you are in the back end of scorecard, you're going to want to hit create scorecard, and you can choose from one of their templates. You can, again, use their AI builder, or you can start from scratch. I have already chosen to start from scratch, so that's what we're going to do today. A couple of other things that you want to have on hand. I have Canva open because I wanted to make sure that I could just grab the hex codes for the branding piece of the quiz. Of course, I wanted the quiz to reflect CDB Coaching and Consulting and Carmen Brown Education Group LLC. And so I have all of my colors here from Canva because we're going to copy and paste hex codes today. We're not doing a whole lot of writing them down, trying to figure them out, because we're not. And then also I used Claude to help me create questions based on my framework. And so these are all the questions that Claude and I came up with, as well as the score range descriptions. So if you are not on Claude is that girl. So you want to make sure that you have all of those, well, Claude, Claudine, Claudette, Claudisha, whatever you want to call her, that girl. These are all the things that you want to have prepared and ready to go. So I've got ScoreApp up. I don't need the old quiz. We're going to actually close that one. I've got ScoreApp up. I've got the score quiz information so that I can just drop into ScoreApp, as well as my branding information pulled up and ready to go. So before we get started, let me just review, because we are building a quiz that I am going to use in my own business. Let's do a quick review. So my quiz is going to be based on your personal operating system and your CEO operating system. So let's review what those are. Your personal operating system is exactly who you are as a woman before you get to your CEO life. So that includes faith and spirituality. That's your mindset and your identity. That's the systems that you have in place for your health and your body. The systems that you have in place for rest and renewal. The systems that you have in place for joy and fulfillment. The systems that you have in place for your finances. Whatever they are, they live in your personal operating system. Okay? Now, The second operating system is your CEO operating system. So that is the vision and strategy that you have for your business. That includes your offer and your revenue. That includes your marketing and your visibility. That's going to include your systems and your automations and your client experience. So the quiz that we are building today is going to help you to identify the gaps, whether there's a gap in your personal operating system or there's a gap in your CEO operating system, and it's going to give you a final score. Because I want you to be able to see where you are so that you can make the necessary adjustments. Sorry, my necklace is like crooked and it's bothering me. So that you can make the necessary adjustments um, that you need. And if you need support with that, of course, I'm here to support you as a friend or as a confidant or any of those things. So you can make sure that you lock in with me if any of those things you need support with. I also, before we begin, want to talk about some of the integrations that you have available inside of ScoreApp. These are all of the integrations that um, automatically connect with ScoreApp. Hello, welcome. And so if you are a Kit user, ScoreApp is the perfect app for you to connect with your Kit because you can segment your audience in Kit based on the score ranges and the score descriptions that we outline for the quiz. MailChimp also, Entreport is a great CRM. If you have them, if you have your CRM through Go High Level, also very robust and a great way to help you automate and to segment your list. Also, Zoom, if you need Zoom to help you do anything with your quiz, and then also Zapier for anything that's not here. Of course, you can use Zapier to connect from ScoreApp to, so like I use Flowdesk as my email service provider. So I would segment I would segment my audience the same way I would if I were using Kit, but I would use Zapier as a way to connect so that uh, ScoreApp and Flowdesk talk to each other. We probably will not do that on this live, but I can show you how to do that in a separate video. All right, so tonight we are building the realignment score quiz, and we're doing it live because I want to make sure that you know how you can do this for your own business. So it says branding and theme complete. That's because I was pushing buttons earlier. But this is where you want to go ahead and add your colors. Remember, I talked about having Canva up and ready to go. If you have your brand colors already inside of Canva, then you can pull that up and easily come over here and change them. So that is the very first thing that I'm going to do is go ahead and get my colors in there. I'm going to change the font. Usually the font that I like to use is Montserrat, if I can find it. I probably could have just typed it in. Actually, that's what I think I'm going to do. And we'll use that for the body text too. All right, so we've got our branding in. I am going to go back and put my logo in. I have to go find it. All these files on my computer. Let's see. Here it is. All right. Logo is in. And now I can click apply. Then all of those themes, my logo, everything is there, it's ready. It's inside of ScoreApp, and you'll notice if we're not anywhere near ready to view our quiz, but my logo is there, the colors are there on the landing page for people to get started. All right, so now we're gonna skip the landing page for right now. We're gonna go directly into the questions and the scoring. So they do have a video here to show you how you can do the logic and the scoring, but we are going to just build this one out together. All right. So remember, I have all of my questions here. Again, I used Claude to help me write the questions. And so we're ready to just put them in. So my quiz is broken down. Those pillars that I showed you, let's see if I can get them. Let's come back here for a second where you all see me. These pillars that I've identified as important in your personal operating system and your CEO's operating system, these are the pillars that the quiz is based on. There are 11 of them. And so you have 3 questions for each pillar that's going to give you a score. All right. I had to come back and give that disclaimer. All right, so here we are. So our first category is faith and spirituality. I'm just going to go in here and grab this question. And I'm going to put it right in here. Now, I want to change this type of question. It's not a multiple choice question. I'm either going to do it as a linear scale or a sliding scale. Let's see what linear looks like. Okay, so I'm gonna also add down here, sorry, with on the labels that left is like never. What did I have? Never, and 5 is always. All right. So now that I have my labels in there, whoever is taking my quiz, they can come in and choose their radio button um, to answer this question. Let's look really quickly though at what a sliding scale would look like because that might actually work also. All right. I don't know. What y'all think? Do you think it would be easier to push the button or do you think it would be easier to slide the scale? I kind of feel like the answers are going to be more accurate with I'm going to change that to 5. It matches, what I had with the other. I don't know. Hmm. I kind of feel like though, if someone were taking this on mobile, it might be kind of weird to try to um slide this sliding thing on mobile when they can just push a radio button if I use the linear scale. So we're going to use that one for this. If I wanted to add an image or video, I 100% could. I am not going to do that for this quiz. And so because I want this format for every question, all I'm going to do is hit duplicate. And so now I can come back in to my document with my answers ready to roll and go ahead and paste in all of my questions because all of my questions have the exact same. I mean, yeah, I could go. See, I didn't want to do this though, what I'm doing now, because I will get confused about what question I was on. That's all right. Let's do mindset and identity. All right, this part is going to take me a minute, y'all, because there are 33 questions in the quiz. We are in health and body. Now let's go to rest and renewal. 1, 2, 3. Make sure I have 3 questions for that. All right. But you can kind of see again, the question type is the same no matter what I am using. I'm gonna go ahead and oops. I'm gonna go ahead and keep adding my questions. And then once I add the questions, then we will get to the description pages and the branching and all the other fun stuff that comes with building out a quiz. The thing is, once you have your data and you've realized, what what it's showing you, uh, then you can make the appropriate adjustments in life to make sure that you are leading and moving in the direction that you desire to. All right, so those are all of the questions that pertain to the personal operating system. Now we're going to get to the CEO operating system. And actually, I might even go back later, maybe not right now, but I might go in later and add an image. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm pushing buttons. Ooh. We want to ask the question who we are before we are CEO, because a lot of us are out here, your systems or you are serving your business, and what we really want to happen is for our business to serve our life. Your business should serve the woman that you are on the inside. All right, let's add another info screen right here. And now we're going to get into questions that pertain to your CEO operating system. Whew, it does not look like I can spell today, y'all. Um, and this is how you want to run your business. All right, let's get our questions in. I just copied a question from the last section, from the last question of the first section. And then again, I can go right back in here and start copying and pasting my questions into ScoreApp. I don't want it numbered. I don't usually edit these lives, y'all, but I might edit this one and speed up this part. I do want to also go back and change some of the questions. So we'll do that after we get them all in. I love this question about documented systems because some of us got systems, but you ain't wrote them down yet. And so if technology is what is keeping you want to make sure that you have your SOPs written down somewhere. And if you're like, I don't really know how to explain how I do the thing, Carmen, I just do the thing. I 100% understand that because sometimes I just be doing the thing. So if you've never heard of Scribe, I did a reel on Scribe not too long ago. Well, no, it's been a little while now, but um, with Scribe, you literally walk through your. Oop, I didn't mean to do that. You literally walk through your process, and Scribe will screen record everything that you are doing. All right, so here are the questions. They are in. We have input all of our questions into our quiz. The only thing left we had on there was our descriptors. And now I want to go back and just look at each question, make sure it says what I want it to say. There are few because I used Claude to help me write the questions. There are a few questions that where I'm like maybe I don't know. So let's go back and look at them. Really, we're gonna go through all 33 of them. My faith feels like a living, active foundation for my decisions. There was one question where I was like, I don't know if I really like that one. Y'all, I'm looking at this question. I got the best sleep that I gotten in a while. And I'm not just saying that because, like, I'm about to be on summer break. Ooh, this one the Lord is working on me on. All right, let's look at our CEO operating system questions. So there's a lot of questions here, but I feel like having the radio buttons, the never, sometimes, always, will make this go by a little bit quicker. Here we talked about documented systems again. If you don't have Scribe, Scribe becomes a guide. Highly recommended. We can take all this out. All right, y'all, there is our quiz. Now we got to go to configure our ends logic. All right, so this is where we want to um tier our people. So from 0 to 40% is a tier. The next tier is 41 to 65%. 66 to 85 is this tier, and 86 to 100. So I want to change these labels because I do not like them. And finally, our high tier is you're walking in alignment. And now we're going to click save. So all of my scores are there and my tiers are ready. So let's add our results page. So I can add a dynamic results page, or I can add an external redirect, meaning I can send it to a URL somewhere else on the internet. A couple of ways that you could do this. You could most definitely use a ScoreApp landing page that keeps it all clean, or you could direct it to another URL. So, for example, I'm going to go back into Canva really quickly because I want to show you. So, I had a quiz a while ago, um, and it was about unpacking your purpose. And so, for the results pages, I did create um, a Canva site to house all of the results. So this is a great option as well. And once you publish your site, then that is the URL. So like let's just for the sake of this right here, if I were to publish this, um, and click done, and then I click publish, it's going to give me a website. Now this is a live, living, breathing website. And so I could take this URL, put it into ScoreApp. Oh, I'm on the free plan. If I wasn't on the free plan, then I could drop it right in there. So let's just do a dynamic results page because that's what we have access to today. We're going to call this, what were our tiers? And then I would have to go. Hold on, let's save. Gotta save our work. But this page is just as good as the Canvas site because it literally a landing page where you can add information about, for the quiz. So this is a great option as opposed to using the other site. So I would have to go in and add one of these for each section of the quiz, but I like it actually. Then you can put a call to action here. So your call to action, mine is going to be to um, book a realignment call, because that is what leads into my offer. The other thing that you could do here is to say, hey, here's my hour-long workshop. Watch this, which eventually, once the email that the person puts in goes to my email list, they are going to then um, get a few nurturing emails that lead them to my workshop. So I thought that this was really interesting. So this is again, it's a great way for you to do it. You can add your socials here, all of your information. Once you have your results pages, your quiz is ready to go live. So if you upgrade, you could also do PDF reports, but that is entirely up to you. And again, you want to make sure that you edit your landing page with information about your quiz. I'm going to go through and put in some information about the realignment score quiz. People have to put in their name and their email address before they even begin. This is a great thing, at least for my quiz, because I intend on having people go back and see how their score has changed over time. Of course, you have opportunities to put testimonials once you get them based on your quiz, and then your call to action, which of course is to take the quiz. So this is the quiz landing page, and you could add more sections to this if you wanted to. Maybe you wanted to put a video in here with someone talking about your quiz. I might actually go back and record. I might actually put this right. I put the video piece in, but like I might go back. I gotta figure out how to move it. Oh, wait a minute, over here. Um, under the form and put a video of me talking about the quiz and the purpose of the quiz. Because that might be interesting to some folks. Maybe somebody wants to know about the quiz and how they can um, use it and what they use it for. Or if you had some video testimonials, that might be a great option too. So many great ways to use this. And again, this is a landing page ready to go. And another thing I like about this is that sometimes we have to create a separate landing page on a site somewhere else. ScoreApp doesn't require you to do that. You have this landing page, this main landing page right here, ready to rock and roll. Um, so let me go to the scorecard home. Here is where all of your data would live. As soon as we get new leads, they would go here. Um, and this again is the data that you're looking for. So once I hit publish, I'm going to hit publish, and it's going to tell me that my scorecard is live, and it is live, even though I'm going to go back and I am going to make some adjustments to my scorecard uh, after this. But I hope that you found this helpful. This was a quick tutorial on how to, no, not really quick. We ended up on here for 45 we ended up on here for 45 minutes just talking about scorecard and building out our quiz. So I hope you come back and take the quiz, number one. And number two, I hope that you found this helpful. If you're looking for more information on quizzes, I am going to be doing some additional videos on how to do them. Also, if you're not sure if a quiz is in your Q3 strategy, be on the lookout. I am doing a Q3 mid-year reset workshop on July the 8th. Go ahead, you got 1 month. Go ahead and put it on your calendar right now. Look for the link for that coming from me soon. I haven't set it up yet, but I'm going to be setting it up soon. And we're going to be promoting that really, really soon. So if you need that mid-year reset, need to figure out if a quiz is even the right strategy for you, make sure you attend that workshop or book a realignment call with me, and we can talk all about it. All right, y'all. This has been so fun. A little tech tutorial for your Sunday. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it helpful. Go back and watch it again if you didn't catch something. And yeah, have the most amazing evening ever on purpose. I'll see you soon. Bye.